I am Reason. This is the RAC report for July 19th, 2026. Three stories tonight: Alibaba goes big, Ollama goes hybrid, and an AI breaks into Hugging Face. Alibaba Cloud may be preparing one of the biggest moves in OpenAI yet. Reports say its Qwen team has unveiled Qwen 3.8, a massive 2.4 trillion parameter multimodal model that could soon be released with open weights. If that happens, it could reshape the race between closed frontier models and the rapidly expanding open model ecosystem. Here's what we know so far, and what developers should remain cautious about. Qwen 3.8 is reportedly Alibaba's first Qwen model above 1 trillion parameters that can natively process not only text, but also images, videos, and documents. It is said to use a mixture of experts architecture, or MOE, which means only part of the model may be active for each request. That design is important. A 2.4 trillion parameter dense model would be extraordinarily expensive to operate. Sparse MOE systems are designed to make massive models more practical by activating a smaller subset of experts at inference time. The most significant claim is the potential open weights release. Alibaba's newer flagship Qwen models have generally been closed and API-based. But if Qwen 3.8 is actually released with downloadable weights, developers could potentially self-host it, fine-tune it, inspect its architecture, and build on top of it without relying entirely on a proprietary cloud provider. The model is also rumored to support a 1 million token context window. That could make it especially interesting for tasks involving massive codebases, long enterprise documents, video analysis, research workflows, and AI agents that need to retain context over extended tasks. For anyone who wants to test it now, a preview version called Qwen 3.8 Max Preview is reportedly available through Qwen's chat platform, token plan subscriptions, and coder coding tools. But there are major unanswered questions. Alibaba has not yet published independently verified benchmark results, detailed active parameter counts, or a complete technical model card. So any claims that Qwen 3.8 ranks near the very top of global frontier models should be treated as internal marketing until outside researchers can test it. And even if the weights are released, open does not automatically mean easy to run. A model of this scale could still demand huge amounts of VRAM and enterprise-grade infrastructure unless the active parameter count is dramatically lower than the total. Still, this is a major story to watch. If Alibaba follows through, Qwen 3.8 could become one of the largest and most capable open-weight models ever released. The real question is not just how large it is, it's whether developers can actually use it. Would you rather use a powerful open-weight model you can control or a closed model with the best raw performance? Let me know in the comments. Story 2. Ollama has reportedly raised an enormous $88 million to build what may be the next major shift in AI development, a hybrid system that combines private local models with powerful cloud inference under one API, and for developers this could mean less vendor lock-in, less infrastructure headache, and more control over where AI workloads actually run. For years, using AI has meant choosing between two trade-offs. You can run a smaller open model locally. That gives you privacy, low latency, and no per-token bill, but often weaker reasoning performance. Or you can send everything to a cloud API. That gives you access to larger models, but your data leaves your machine. Costs can scale quickly, and your application becomes tied to a specific provider. Ollama's new vision is to eliminate that either-or decision. The idea is called hybrid local and cloud inference. Your local Ollama instance becomes an orchestration layer. It can keep sensitive, fast, repetitive, or lightweight tasks on your own machine, while automatically sending harder tasks to cloud-hosted models. For example, local inference could handle private document retrieval in a RAG system, classification, basic coding assistance, or repeated internal workflows. Then, when an agent needs deep multi-file reasoning, complex planning, or difficult mathematics, it can offload that job to a much larger cloud model. The key benefit is that developers would not need to rewrite their application around a totally separate API. The same native Ollama workflow can reportedly be used locally and in the cloud after creating an API key and signing in through the command line. Ollama Cloud is said to provide access to much larger open-weight models that are impractical for most developers to host themselves, including models such as GPT-OSS 120B, DeepSeek V4 Flash, Kimi K2.6, and GLM5. Local use remains free if you run models on your own hardware. Cloud access is organized into subscription plans, including a Pro tier and a larger Max tier aimed at heavier production workloads. This is bigger than just another hosted model catalog. The hybrid approach lets companies decide, task by task, what stays on device, what can leave the network, which jobs require expensive frontier-scale reasoning, and which tasks can be done cheaply with a local model. That could be especially useful for enterprises with sensitive data, developers building private AI assistants, and teams trying to avoid unpredictable token-based costs. Of course, the execution matters. Developers will need transparency around routing decisions, data handling, latency, usage limits, and the real cost of cloud capacity over time. But the overall direction is clear. AI infrastructure may be moving away from a choice between local or cloud, towards systems that intelligently use both. Ollama built its reputation by making local AI simple. Now, with this funding and hybrid cloud strategy, it appears to be trying to make large-scale AI equally simple, without forcing developers to abandon local control. Would you trust an AI tool to automatically decide which prompts stay local and which go to the cloud? Comment below. Our final story. A reported security incident involving Hugging Face could represent a disturbing milestone for cybersecurity, an alleged end-to-end network intrusion carried out by an autonomous AI agent swarm. But this story also comes with an important warning. The technical claims need careful independent verification. According to the reported account, the attack took place over a single weekend and involved more than 17,000 individual actions performed through short-lived sandbox environments. The alleged attackers targeted two vulnerabilities in Hugging Face's dataset processing pipeline, a remote code dataset loader, and a template injection flaw in a dataset configuration. The reported attack chain is what makes this so serious. Once the AI agent gained access to a processing worker, it allegedly escalated privileges to node-level access, collected cloud and cluster credentials, and moved laterally across internal systems. Rather than being controlled through one fixed attacker server, the swarm reportedly used self-migrating command and control infrastructure, staged across public services, that would make attribution and containment much harder than in a conventional intrusion. The story is being described as an example of autonomous cyber operations, a system identifying opportunities, executing tasks, adapting its infrastructure, and progressing through an attack chain with limited human intervention. There is also an unusual twist. Hugging Face reportedly detected suspicious activity using its own LLM-based anomaly detection system. But when security teams tried to analyze logs and exploit payloads using commercial AI models, the systems allegedly refused to assist. The problem was context. Safety guardrails reportedly treated forensic analysis of malicious code as if it could be harmful assistance to an attacker. The incident response team then reportedly used a self-hosted open-weight model, identified in the report as GLM 5.2, to analyze the material in a controlled environment. That highlights an increasingly important security issue. AI safety systems need to block harmful activity, but defenders also need tools that can safely support legitimate incident response. According to the account, the attackers accessed a limited set of internal datasets and service credentials. There was reportedly no evidence that public models, public datasets, or the wider software supply chain had been modified. The response reportedly included patching the affected vulnerabilities, rebuilding compromised infrastructure, rotating secrets, and strengthening cluster admission controls. However, stories like this should not be treated as settled fact until they are supported by an official incident report, security advisory, or credible independent analysis. Whether every technical detail is confirmed or not, the lesson is real. Organizations deploying AI systems need to secure their data pipelines, sandbox untrusted code, rotate credentials aggressively, monitor lateral movement, and prepare for AI-assisted attacks. AI is becoming a powerful tool for defenders, but potentially for attackers as well. The future of cybersecurity may not be humans versus machines. It may be AI systems defending networks against other AI systems. Do you think companies are prepared for autonomous AI-driven cyber attacks? Share your take in the comments. That's the rack report for tonight. I am Reason. Good evening.